Oh God, they really, holy shit. They really needed to scroll that. I think what happens a lot is, you know, these streams are private. They're exclusive only for the hottest of subscribers.
Yeah, we make you send pics.
And usually
you watch.
Usually we aren't able to give more than like an hour notice on that a live stream is going to happen. So there's usually not that many people watching.
Are there more people here?
Well, the thing was, I think a lot of times I look at the chat and like I'll see, oh, there's been 2 messages in the past hour, when really it's that I just need to scroll down.
Yeah.
Because there was actually like 30 messages or more.
Nailed it.
Oh wow, thank you so much.
Boom. Oh God damn it!
You fucking
She was
idiot.
right behind me.
No, Keith, the problem was that you went to the wrong side of the map.
You said that you wanted to go to the right side of the map.
Left side.
You said right side.
I said
you piece
left
of shit.
side. You just got it twisted up in your head because you went to the left side of the train, but that brings you to the right side of the
That's not my
map.
fault. This game is for fucking
You said it was your specialty.
It is my specialty. I have a lot of specialties. Well, now that I know that I want to go this way, right? Left side of the map, you said?
Left side of the map, which corresponds to the right side of the train.
I can do that then. I can do it even easier. Because I already did it. But I didn't know that it was the right way, so I didn't I didn't pull the trigger.
Oh, don't actually pull the trigger though, because you'll waste our ammo. We don't have many.
Oh, don't.
Many bullets.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Fine. If I pull the trigger, I promise to only use it as an expression then.
Only in self-defense, please. Keith,
Yeah?
you lost her.
Did I? She was right there. Can you
But
stop?
like, why don't you notice?
Because the camera in the train is top down when you get to this end. That's why.
Okay. This is what I gotta fucking deal with, kids.
God, Kyle's the worst. Here we go. Boom. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I need a fucking Dexy. Are you ready for the Snapple fact?
Yeah.
The Snapple fact for
Yeah,
you. This
dude.
is before I read it. I want to say this is from a peach iced tea. This is not a traditional Snapple. So if the fact is somehow weird or peach related,
Wait. But the traditional Snapple for Run Button Snapple facts is like Diet Raspberry Iced Tea.
or Diet Lemon.
No, it was always Diet Raspberry.
That's fair. So I just want to say that this is not the usual one that we read, whether it's not original or not Diet Raspberry. Okay.
Oh, fuck. I can't remember how to attack.
Kyle, the largest dog litter was. Do you want to take a guess?
32 puppies.
No, you were very close in a weird way. 23 puppies. You got
Wow.
You get the
Okay.
the backward. You got it backwards.
Wait. Oh,
23
you know what?
puppies.
No, never mind. That was actually bigger than the litter
Can
in
you
101 Dalmatians. I was going to say, that was 99 puppies, but it wasn't.
Can you imagine
I just got hurt a bunch.
pushing 23 puppies out of your dog vagina?
Oh, Keith, the mother didn't survive. Sorry. That was they just had to take them out. Sorry, that was dark.
All right, Kyle, we have a chance right here to save and be done.
I want to go through the hole, but what if I go through and then she goes back to the train?
There's no way. She'll just be waiting there.
Are you sure? Are we prepared to go back to the train to get her again if she...
Okay, I know how to fix this. Eileen, do you promise to not go back to the train? Come on, Eileen.
She promises. Okay, you know what? At least now we're on the right side. So, I'm sorry, the left side. It's so hard to keep them straight. That at least now when we go back to the train, we can just we can keep track of the turns that we make to get to Eileen, so we can backtrack.
Right. Yes.
This is my hand motion for backtrack.
Yes. Serpentine.
What's this fucking thing? I'm going to save this as a new save file because I'm not sure that I trust where our health is just so low.
Yeah. It's really low. And it doesn't help that you get hurt by being near the enemies. It's really, really a bummer.
Save possible.
All right, what are we playing next?
We're not continuing?
No, I thought that we were
only did this for 38 minutes. I know it feels like 4 hours. It's only been 38 minutes.
Fine, we'll play more. But I meant...
Like let's discuss what we're playing next?
No, I meant like
video?
let's be done with Silent Hill before it starts feeling terrible.
It felt terrible the moment we started.
Yeah, but then when it started working and we got to the right spot...
Oh, like you're saying we need to try to artificially...
Yes. We need to force ourselves to quit on a high note, so that, because that's, I think, one of the problems is that anytime we reach a high note, and I guess this is a criticism of our Silent Hill Let's Plays and why it's so hard for us to continue, but also a criticism, I guess, of Run Button Let's Plays in general, which is every time we get to we do a really awesome thing, we're like, let's keep going, let's do it, and then we get burnt out. So we quit now, the next time...
Ah, there's just another fucking ladder. Fuck you.
You knew it was a ladder.
Fuck.
You knew it was a fucking ladder. You fucking knew what you were getting into.
Fuck.
Watch out, there's ghosts. You hear them? Hear those ghosts?
Yeah, I hear him. I didn't actually hear him. I was just saying that.
Right before you pause it, there was like a... It's not funny. I'm a ghost.
Really? Are you sure? Because I thought you were the I thought you were the Gregorian chanters from Halo.
Do you want to Gregorian chant with me?
No, I'll just be the somewhat out of place guitar, and I'm like,
that guitar gets me pumped up. Don't even fucking kid around about that shit.
That's
yes,
yeah,
yes!
dude. Yeah, we'll take that fucking portable med kit, son. What?
Use it.
What?
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, now we gotta say. Now we're done.
Boom.
Boom.
No, we're not.
Come on.
Let me fight that guy just once.
Fight what?
The boss guy.
The boss guy's a boss?
Well, no, he's not a boss. He's just he's like a fucking boss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's just one of the ghosts. Is it a rando ghost?
No, it's like the killer guy.
Wait, where is he?
He's fucking
You sound sleepy.
It's just so exciting.
You keep yawning.
Well, I was up till fucking 4 a.m. playing Virtue's Last Reward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I was only up till 5:30, so...
Yeah, but what time did you wake up, though?
Good point. I woke up at 11:30.
I woke up at 9. So,
even,
actually not that different.
Yeah.
Man, you know what, though?
What?
You know, remember... I was joking about how we should play Halo today, and you were like, let's not play Halo. But then we were just doing the Halo music thing, and we were like, man, the Halo music's really fucking good. Maybe we should just do Halo? You know what we never fucking did?
Halo. Oh, wait, no, we've done that.
We never, I swear to God, like 3 years ago, we were like, any day now, gonna jump into this Halo 2 thing.
Yeah, and then we kept not doing it.
We kept not doing it.
You kept saying you were going to put out the first episode.
Yeah, there was a recording problem.
Oh, is that why we didn't put it out?
What happened was we did the first episode, and then I think we waited a really long time and then did the second episode, but there was a recording problem with that one.
Here's the problem with
and also it had that same like Donald Trump's never gonna have a chance to be elected once people start voting in primaries thing from our other video, where it was like there were rumors that the Xbox One was gonna require like always being connected to Xbox Live and like wasn't gonna support used games.
So it was a very game political,
which at the time was true. Like it was a rumor, but we didn't know for sure that it was true. And like you and I were like, "There's no fucking way that they're gonna have a console that won't play used games. Always needs to be online. That's fucking ridiculous." It turned out to be we were right in a sense, because once they announced that, the backlash was so bad that they took it away.
Right. So we were right.
We were right. But
they never had a console that was true.
That's true. We were right.
They might have planned for one.
Yeah, we were right in that sense, but we were not right in the sense that we were saying that the rumors were untrue.
Oh, okay.
But in reality, they were totally true.
And
also, like,
that
we
shit
were
was all just such bad messaging. That was like all.
I know.
They really. I really do feel like this console generation would have been so much more interesting if they stuck to their guns.
They were planning on having Steam family sharing, but for Xbox. So like you and I would be able to share Xbox games.
That's the real thing about the way that they messaged that was like. At some point, what they did was somebody sat down and was like, we got to figure out a way to fucking make Steam for our Xbox, right? And then they did that and then never said that's what they were doing. They just said, okay, here's the bad news.
yeah. Like, what you're supposed to do is come out and say, like, great news, everybody, family sharing on the next Xbox, and everyone goes, yay! And then what they don't tell you is that part of that is, like...
It's weird because
all games need to be activated and stuff. They said the bad stuff and never said the good stuff.
There's a lot of like real actual downsides to Steam and the way that they handle games. And instead of saying the good stuff, they really just they told you all the stuff that Steam is too afraid to tell you about. Their platform. What did we talk? We talked about.
It was ambitious though. Like if you put a game disc into your Xbox, and I know some people's perspective, like that I sound kind of excited about this, even though it's technically like not that consumer friendly, might be really weird to people. But I'm just kind of interested in like new ideas in video games. Like it was interesting that the idea was that if you put the disc into your Xbox, like, but you didn't own the game, like you didn't own the game on your account, like you would just be able to like play it for a limited amount of time or like access a demo or something, and then after that it would be like, hey, you should pay for the game that's on this disc.
See, that's the part that to me I don't like.
I don't like. I'm not in love with that idea, but it's just interesting.
But I also think it's a bad idea. Like I don't think it's a good idea at all.
I mean, it's essentially
even for business. Like it's also not it's not a good business idea, right? Like I think that when you talk about corporations and stuff like that, and like tech ideas, like you've got to have the idea. You've got to have like, okay, so how is this affecting consumers, and is it a good idea for consumers? And then also, how is it affecting Microsoft's business? Because like that's their job. Is that they like when you're a CEO, your job is to make things profitable. Like you're not allowed to do anything that would cost profits, like intentionally.
Yeah.
And so you have to think about it like from both perspectives. I think it would have been a terrible idea because it wouldn't have been good for people who wanted to play games. It also would have cost them a lot of money.
It would have cost them a lot of money in what sense?
In the sense that I think that there's no worse way to get someone to try to buy a game than to not let them try it out at a friend's house, or to not like let them be able to borrow it for a week.
What? Yeah.
Right. Like when I was a kid, that's how I bought 80% of my games. Was I played like a friend let me borrow it for a little while, and then I went out and bought it when I had to return it.
But they could have let you play it through sharing. But also, if you put that disc in, it would let you play for like 3 hours or something.
Not enough time.
I mean, it's something. I think it's enough time to know if you want to buy a game.
It's also alienating to their brand. That's another like cost to factor in.
I
Right?
just
Like,
I
that's
think
the-
where they were coming from was like they're looking at Steam and they're like they were looking at Steam and going like everyone is in love with Steam. It's so convenient for everybody. They like people are like jerking off all over Steam constantly, and also their system like doesn't allow for used games, so they're just making money hand over fist like all the time. Like, how can we make consoles like that?
Right. I understand it like that. But it's like, I don't
And
know.
then Eileen can't come with me, right? Oh, she can come with me.
At some point you're boiling down a company to like the highest possible prices for the worst possible service. Like that's the idea of a perfect business.
Wait, what?
The highest possible prices for the worst possible service.
You mean like that's like the goal of
That's
a
like the
company?
goal, right?
Yeah.
Which is by the way, I think a really good condemnation of capitalism is that the best possible business you could have is one where you're giving the worst possible service at the
highest possible price, yeah.
And but at some point you've got to weigh that against like, okay, but this isn't the worst possible service. This is worse than the worst possible service because it's costing you. It's costing you face in the public's eye, right? So they can't do it because it would cost them more on people who won't even buy into their product than it would making it up by the people who like are cool with it.
I think
Other
you're
than that,
right.
other than that one piece of the puzzle, I really wish that the Xbox One was exactly as they announced it, just to shake things up, just to like see what.
Yeah, like because I don't know.
And I love my Xbox. I have an Xbox. I have two Xbox Ones, a PS4, and a Wii. And I use my Xbox One.
Well, you don't have two Xbox Ones.
Okay,
You
I have an
one,
Xbox One,
yeah.
and Gavin has one, and we live together. And one of them's in my living room, and one of them's in my bedroom.
But like you both had them prior to you guys starting your relationship, right? Like it
Right,
wasn't like
we
you
didn't
had an
buy-
Xbox One and then he was like, I want my own.
Right, but would you say I have two copies of Super Mario Brothers or Mario 64?
Well, I actually do have two copies of Mario 64.
Okay, fine. Well, what's Jet Force Gemini then? Would you say I have two copies of Jet Force Gemini?
No, I think I would say that I had it, and then if for some reason we were bringing up the idea of having more than one, I'd be like, technically Nicole has one, so we have two.
That's weird. I think you're being weird about ownership here.
I'm just saying that the way that you said it made it sound like you bought two Xbox Ones, like as
okay.
if you had one and that wasn't enough.
Okay, so to clarify, I didn't go like, man, I'm jonesing for double in this. Like, it, there were two, and then, but anyway, so I have
This
all three possible systems, and which is, by the way, the first time ever that I've had.
Wow.
Yeah.
You haven't lived, my friend.
I know, you're always that guy.
You don't have a Vita.
That's not one of the systems.
Aw, man. Don't let the Vita hear you say that. Don't let the publishers of the
Listen,
Atelier series
I mean, hold
hear
on.
you
You're
say
saying,
that.
You're saying don't let the Vita hear you say that, but if Sony heard me say that, they'd probably be kind of thankful.
They'd be like, oh, thank God,
thank
no one
God.
remembers that.
Yeah. That's probably the best system that anybody's ever tried to sweep under the rug is the Vita.
Oh, sure.
Dreamcast,
Yeah, I mean-
actually, probably.
Well, no, Dreamcast didn't get swept under the rug.
You don't think it got swept under the rug?
What? No. Like, they stopped making the Dreamcast.
You don't think that as soon as they started making the Dreamcast, Sega didn't, like, immediately try to distance themselves from it?
I mean, I guess so, but like, okay, let me put it this way: Sony released a device that is literally a Vita, but you plug it into your TV instead of a handheld system, and they don't call it the Vita because in their eyes the Vita name was so dead that they needed to call it something else because associating it with the Vita would they felt to doom it to failure. That's pretty condemning. I think.
That is very condemning, I think. You're right. What was the original point? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh,
We
so
were- the
my point
Xbox
was that
one
I
was
use
weird.
I use my Xbox like
Can you
95%
stop
of the time.
yelling?
No. Have you worked with me before?
I have.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is work.
Yeah,
So.
it is. Deal with it.
Yeah, I use my Xbox One. Xbox One is my preferred platform of this generation.
Really?
Yes?
I thought that you even after you got your Xbox One, you were PS4.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I had just assumed that. I
for
don't know.
a while I was thinking like Xbox does this stuff better and PlayStation 4 does this stuff better, but now I can't even remember what it was that I thought that PS4 did better.
You know what PS4 does better? Playing Sony exclusive games.
Yeah,
It does that really well.
if you want to play like the 8th God of War game, PS4 is way better at that than the Xbox.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm sorry. Let's I've been playing Prince of Persia, so let's fucking hit the sands of time in my dagger here and rewind.
Okay.
And now you say what you said again.
You know what PS4 does better?
What?
It's really good at playing PS4 exclusive games.
What PS4 exclusive games? Boom!
Nice.
Wait, maybe not PS4 exclusives, but Sony exclusives.
Sure. That's what I said the first time. I just,
I just blew it up.
You just blew it up.
But really though, I don't understand why Sony is not making games. Why is Sony not making games?
Yeah, they should make more games. Sony should be making more games.
Why are they not
Although,
making
to be fair,
games?
have you seen... Because last time that I was here, you had just started watching the E3 press conferences finally. Have you watched any more of those?
No.
The Sony press conference was admittedly chock full of only games.
Sony has always been better. Well, not always, but
Recently.
usually they are better at putting on an E3 press conference.
I would say that the Microsoft press conference was definitely better. It's just that Sony one was more filled with games. They also had a really cool gimmick of all of the music for all of the games that they showed was being done live by an orchestra.
Ooh.
And that was pretty dope. That would be really cool to be
pretty
at.
dope.
Um,
Now, let me try to think real hard about this. What was it that I thought that the PS4 did better than the Xbox One?
yeah, I really can't think of anything. And it's the
Even
same-
their like giveaway free games thing isn't as good because with Sony you need to have an active subscription or you lose your PlayStation Plus games. But on the Xbox, the games with gold, they're giving you those games.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's dope. Which I guess the thing that you can say is that for a while, Microsoft wasn't doing that at all.
That was a long time ago.
Sony had about a year and a half or 2 year head start though.
Yeah. Well, but the plus side with games with gold now is that it's 4 games a month.
Yeah.
And all 4 games are playable on an Xbox One.
Yeah, 2 Xbox One games,
And
2
two-
Xbox 360 games, and all 4 of them are backwards or
Sometimes
arcade
even
compatible.
more than that. Sometimes it's like 5 games. But yeah, with the Sony thing, it's like 2 PS4 games, 2 PS3 games, and then like 2 Vita games maybe, unless the PS4 game is cross-platform with Vita, and then you kind of get shanked for one of the games that month. But
yeah.
you can't. Maybe they got better about this, but it used to be really hard to like get all of the free games for a month because you'd have to go, like you can only get the PS4 ones on the PS4. You can't like claim your PS3 games from PS4.
Here's the thing.
I lost Eileen. She's gone.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, there she is. She's pretty close by. Here's the thing that I've always felt about the PS3 and the PS4 is that there is something about their user interface, like the crossbar thing. They don't really still have the crossbar, but they have a very similar thing that they've got the categories that umbrella down.
I'm sorry. I was confused for a second. You're talking about the XMB, the cross media bar.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm following. Sorry, you said crossbar, and I was like, what?
It is, and you can make a really good argument that the 360 and the Xbox One have a really bloated, obnoxiously full interface.
Yeah.
But there is something really disengaging about doing anything with the UI on a PS3 or PS4, which makes it way harder for me to use it as anything other than a box to play games on. And since I have so many other boxes to play games on, including my computer and my Xbox One, where most of my, I would say that 60% of my games are on my computer, another 30% are on my Xbox One. Like, then why would I ever even boot up my PS4 to do anything but play the 2 or 3 games that I have on that system?
Well, I did just think of this. The one genuine advantage that PS4 has is simply the fact that more people have it. So,
Yes,
like,
right.
like, I have all these games on my Xbox. I went the wrong way.
But I play my games with my friends on the PC, so that's not even a selling point for me.
But, like, I'm thinking more specifically of, like, games that have, like, competitive friend leaderboards. Like, I got Trials of the Blood Dragon, and I'm literally the only person on my friends list with Trials of the Blood Dragon, so...
But, like, at this point, there's, like... I'm just going to totally make up some numbers, because I have no idea.
Okay.
It's like... We're talking about competitive leaderboards, and there's... What, like 5 million PS4s out there and 4 million Xbox? Like, it's like...
First of all, it's way more
I know.
than that.
I was just using easy numbers.
Okay.
But, like, at some point, it's like there's so many millions of the Xbox One that even though there's some millions more of the PS4, you're talking about such an abstractly huge number that it seems statistically irrelevant.
I guess
for leaderboards, not for other stuff. I
think they're more, like, close. Like, I think the Xbox and PS4 are relatively equal in sales these days, but for a long time, PlayStation 4 is way ahead.
I'm going to do a quick Google search, see what I can find.
Well, I went the wrong way before. Now it's a big waste of time. Why are we talking about this? This is just a stupid fucking...
I found something that says that there's been close to 40 million PS4s sold, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, this is the fastest selling console generation.
But
ever.
I can't find anything that has sales of Xbox One.
Well, that's why it's so crazy to me that Sony isn't making more exclusives, because it's like...
Because it's got like a huge...
It's not like they don't have incentive. Like, it's the largest install base, like, this early in the generation ever.
Is it actually... Is it actually an incentive for them to not make exclusives? Because they have such a hole in the market where they're like, we don't need to take those risks.
You're right.
We
That's
don't need
like
to invest that money.
You're totally right. That's why Microsoft stopped doing exclusives last generation.
Yeah,
because they were like, "Well, we already won."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Shit.
Isn't everything the war? Business is just the worst thing. It's so bad. It's video games is like, I was reading a thing about. I can't remember where it was or what the point was, but like one of the the very broad theme of the article was about how weird it is to work in. Oh, you know what? It might have been what's the Vlambeer guy's name?
What do you mean?
He's like the indie developer. He made the.
Do you mean like
the World War II shootery plane thing?
No, I know what Vlambeer is. Like, are you asking who is the person from Vlambeer that we're friends with?
No. The guy that we're not friends with. Rami.
Yeah. Rami Ismail.
Yeah. I think that he had a piece somewhere that was, I think, kind of defending No Man's Sky, and I'm pretty sure that at the very beginning of it mentioned like it's a very weird industry when you've got like a room full of only creatives that have to filter all their work through like diehard commercial executives. And that it creates a lot of weird problems. What
was his point to that though? Like, how does that relate to No Man's Sky?
Oh, I think it was just like a sort of like a hey, like when you talk about how disappointed you are in No Man's Sky.
What the fuck?
What are you trying to do?
I thought I knew. I thought I had an idea of what I might be trying to do, and now I realize I'm totally wrong. Oh, maybe when Eileen was like, "Oh, I can't go down the ladder. You're just gonna have to go without me." Like maybe I was just supposed to leave her there. Or wait, no. Huh. Looking at a map. Okay, I see. I see what we're supposed to do. Ho hum.
Oh, you know what it was? Now I remember.
Wait. What am I looking at? Oh, fuck.
This is the fun part to cut out later.
No. Oh, God, no.
No? That was like 45 seconds of silence.
That is... No, it wasn't silence. It was me going...
That's worse than silence. Okay, so what the article was, it was a defense of day one patches through the lens of the backlash against No Man's Sky. That was the piece.
Okay.
And it was basically like, here's how insane it is to release a game for console and having to like hit cert by a certain date, and a game going gold doesn't mean that it's finished. It just means that it's publishable.
Yeah.
And so, you know, releasing
people. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
we
I don't
know
that
have
people
to complaining
why
about
day one patches is insane.
Or,
why don't they just release a finished game, Kyle?
Wait. That's. I don't think day one patches are insane.
No, complaining about day one patches.
Oh, okay.
Insane. That's.
I mean, I don't. I think it's very bad when you release a game that is like actively on fire before it gets its day one patch. I mean, like that's not a. I understand why it happens.
Right.
I just, I don't think it's very good.
I don't think it's good, but it's also it's unavoidable at a certain.
No Man's Sky was basically actively on fire for me on PC.
That's fair on PC, but on console it was totally fine immediately.
Well, that's great for the console version, then, isn't it?
Well, you've got to do a lot more work for the console version.
PC version?
PC version you can just release. That's why PC versions are on fire a lot of the times, is because it's so rigorous to get things done for the console version that it's like
that makes sense.
Like, okay, well, this is we poured all our researches into making sure that we met the criteria for a console release.
Except for like the fucking PC version of like Arkham Knight or whatever it was, where it was literally just like they got to a point, they took it off Steam, worked on it for like an extra year, and then just got to the point where they were like, we literally cannot fix this. like we're just gonna put it back up there. Anyone who paid for it already, you can either have a refund or you can just keep downloading it. I don't know.
Wow, that's nuts. I didn't realize that was the resolution. Excuse me, what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to get to? Because this is my specialty.
I'm trying to get back out the way I came in.
Which way did you come in?
From the right side of the map.
Okay, give me.
Wait, no, I think I got it. Maybe. I think I got it. I think I got it.
No. My turn. Give me.
No, I'm almost there.
Kyle, this is my specialty. This is what I am. This is what I was bred to do.
White bread or wheat bread?
Whole grain.
Ooh. Someone's
Sorry,
been
kids. I'm the bourgeois.
Someone's been to Whole Foods. You know what? I went on Netflix about a week ago when my sister was visiting, because we were like, let's look on Netflix for a thing to watch because I don't know, we gotta do something. And there was a Jim Gaffigan special that was like, hey, maybe you want to watch this Jim Gaffigan thing. And I was like, well, it's the first thing that Netflix is showing to me, so it must be the new Jim Gaffigan special.
Little did you know.
Turns out it was from like 2 years ago.
Right.
But it didn't really matter because I forgot. Like, I hadn't remembered like 99% of it anyway. So it was still good. And like, in Jim Gaffigan style, like, basically the entire thing was just jokes about food.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? Jim Gaffigan has like the best jokes about food.
Do you have a,
Like,
do you have a good Jim Gaffigan impression?
Hilarious. I don't know if I have a Jim Gaffigan impression, but like anyone can do the like Jim Gaffigan crowd voice, right? Like the boo.
My name's Kyle. I shouldn't listen to Keith about stopping 20 minutes ago, so this didn't happen.
But I can just. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
He goes, I don't think that sounds like him at all.
That's good. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking you to do.
I like the one where he does that voice 2 seconds into the special, and then he just goes like, "Oh, he's already doing that voice again." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking."